Hey everybody, I want to share with you one of my biggest productivity tips today. And this is something that it's taken me years to kind of train myself on this. But anytime I'm working on a new project, I always ask myself, how can I automate this? And I want to give you an example. So this week, I was noticing how I'm always doing these calls where people say, hey, can I pick your brain about government contracting? And the call is almost always identical. There's about 4 or 5 questions that everybody asks. And so we get on, I listen to people's story, and then they ask the same questions. And I was thinking to myself, hey, maybe I should create a webinar, or maybe I should create an open session where maybe once a week or every other week I am available and I put out this link to anybody who wants to pick my brain. And, we'll put 5, 6, 10 people on a Zoom call, whatever it is, and I'll answer those questions. And then I thought, that kind of violates my number one rule, which is I don't want to be tied down to my office, to my desk, to a specific thing in the business. I don't want to be tied down like that, especially on a weekly basis. And I don't want people to have to wait for that information. And I mean, my schedule is kind of tight. So if you look at my schedule from beginning of the day to the end of the day, it's like one thing after another. And so I don't want to push people farther out. So I'm like, what's the real solution here? It's not a webinar. It's not this. It's not that. And I can't always meet with people when they want to meet. So if somebody wants to meet today, I can't. I maybe 3 or 4 days, and maybe next week because of my schedule. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I shoot a 15-minute video, put it on a landing page, put a form right below it that says, do you have any other questions? And then people can submit those questions to me. And then I could put it out there and it's always there. So if somebody says, hey, Mike, can I get on your calendar? I can say, absolutely. But typically I've found that most people have 3 or 4 questions. And if you go click here and watch this video, I think it'll answer almost anything you have. That way, number one, it has answered all of those questions. If they don't have any more, they don't need anything else from me. But number two, if I get on the phone with somebody, they've already gotten that advice I give a million times a year. So now when we get on the phone, we'll make better use of our time. And so I give you that example there so that you can look at things where you typically look for a people solution when sometimes there's actually a software or a web solution that will actually maximize your time. So I still want to meet with people. I still want to have those conversations, but I knew that I couldn't tie myself down every single week like that. And so, what are the things like that in your business where they're repetitive? And that's the key a lot of times. It's repetitive, and there's got to be a system that you can use. And there's a ton of automation tools out there. A lot of people like Zapier or Zapier, however you pronounce that one. A lot of people like that because it integrates with all kind of stuff on the web. That's a really cool solution to use. And there's all kind of workflow solutions in every tool, whether it's Salesforce or HubSpot or whatever it is. There's all kind of automation tools. But what are the tasks that you repeat every single week where you're giving the same answers all the time, or you're providing the same type of feedback, and you can automate it and capture back some of your time? And so next time you approach a project, think about it from that perspective. Can I automate this? If I can automate this and I can do it simple, that's probably a better solution than trying to come up with a complex answer that sucks up more of your time and draws you away from the core pieces of your business. So if you have questions about this, as always, you know how to reach me. See you next time.